What's up everybody, Super WRX fan here for another car review. This is of course the 2009 Honda Civic Si Sedan. Many thanks to Harrison Auto Sales for hooking me up with this car to review for you guys today. So about the Honda Civic Si Sedan, well this 2009 one especially, they look kind of boring if I'm honest. It doesn't look a whole lot different than a standard Civic. You have the SI badge, this one has the blacked out grille there, and I guess there's very subtle bumper changes and things like that, but this car just looks very understated. I think the coupe version looks a little bit more aggressive, but this sedan version, it's very hard to tell that it's even an SI unless you look closely. It's very discreet. You have the VTEC sticker there on the back door, and you have the spoiler and the different wheels, but very subtle differences. And I don't know, to me it just looks really plain. Right, so for the interior of this car, it's pretty nice actually. The first thing that you notice, the doors are pretty light feeling, kind of flimsy. This door handle also feels kind of cheap and plasticky. So those few things are just not so good. On the 2013 Civic Si Sedan that I reviewed, a lot of the interior materials have been improved greatly. This is an 09, so it's a little bit rough around the edges. This is a semi-soft padding though up here. You have a nice soft elbow pad that's covered in cloth here. That's also pretty nice. I mean, the materials are still pretty good. I really like Honda interiors a lot. So, and these cars have the really cool dual-tier dash that was introduced in 2006, and so you have your tachometer down in the lower portion here, and also has a few of the warning lights and your odometer. And then the upper portion, you have your speedometer, you have your fuel gauge, and then you have the coolant temperature. And it's nice because it almost looks like a heads-up display. When you're looking forward down the road, you can see all that information very clearly, and then whenever you're driving aggressively, you're checking out that tachometer, and it's a really cool experience. I like the way that's set up. Next thing you notice whenever you sit down in this car is these seats, which are really nice. So they're this mixture of this like cloth and suede-like material, and they hug you really well. These side bolsters are nice and grippy, and this material, this cloth, is also kind of grippy too. So I mean, these seats really hug you nicely, really hold you in. I mean, there's a little bit of wiggle room, so if you're not super slim, you're not going to be feeling like you're squeezed into these seats. But they are really nice seats. I like them a lot. Other comfort items, you have this padded center console here that is covered in this cloth, and it's soft enough for a Honda. I mean, it's a pretty nice feeling center console. Steering wheel in this car is pretty good. It's nice and small, which I like. The 9-3 grip though isn't that great. There's very small bolsters here for the 10-2. It's nicely leather wrapped and everything. it's a little bit weird when you're holding it the 9-3. Not totally in love with this wheel, but it's not bad. Coming over to the center of the dash here, you have your audio controls and the heating controls. This one doesn't have the navigation system. That was an option in 2009, and that would complicate things because you'd have a touch screen to do all your audio controls. This one, unfortunately, just still has the basic volume knobs. Very easy, straightforward. You have a tiny little screen, and that's all you have to display your radio information. Not very advanced, but again, this was a Honda from 5 years ago, so I understand. But I mean, all the buttons have a nice resistance to them. Everything feels nice and solid. And I mean, build quality is excellent on this car, so I really like that. Another thing that you'll notice about this car is this really small little shifter, and then you have an oddly shaped e-brake handle right next to it. And the shifter is really small. It's very precise, though. I'll mention more about that when I get driving. But it's really comical how small it is. Storage space in this car is very good. So you have door pockets here that fit maps and things like that. And then coming along to the center here, you have two big bins. You have one right here under the heating controls, and then you have another one that is super deep. I can fit my entire hand in that one, and that you can put all kinds of stuff in there. And then they have right behind the shifter another little cubby here that you can put some change or whatever. And then you have your two cup holders, and then you have a center console here that is very deep. It also houses your USB port and another power outlet. I think this is the most storage space I've seen in a car ever that I've reviewed. So I mean, it's really impressive how much storage space there is in here. Backseat space in this car is really good, actually. I mean, for a small sedan like this, I mean, you have plenty of legroom, plenty of headroom, and there's really no transmission tunnel, so you could easily fit 3 full-size adults back there, no problem. And so yeah, it's a really good back seat. Trunk space is also very generous. You have enough to easily fit 2 golf bags plus a suitcase. I mean, you can fit plenty of stuff in that trunk. So I mean, like I said, for a small little car, for a Honda Civic, really very spacious. I don't think you could complain about this at all. All right, so let's take it for a drive and see how it does. This car has some kind of exhaust system on it because it's definitely louder than stock, but that's the only modification on this car. Alright, so setting off in the Honda Civic Si Sedan. Well, the first thing you notice is this clutch has like no travel. I'm not exaggerating when I'm saying it's probably 1.5 inches of travel. It's right there on the floor before it's fully engaged. I mean, it's very, very touchy, and this shifter has really no play in it whatsoever, which is nice. It's very precise, but I mean, the shifts are very, very short. So if you're used to driving a normal manual transmission in any other car, this is going to be a switch for you, but it's not hard to get used to at all, actually. I haven't bogged down whenever I've started or anything like that. It's just something you definitely have to be aware of. Alright, so I'm on this bumpy park road, which allows me to judge the suspensions of these cars and how it soaks up bumps. And this one, it's pretty good for a Honda, I guess you would say. It's average, not exceptional, you know, it's not extremely comfortable, but it's not jarring. It's not bad, though. I mean, it soaks up bumps pretty well. Can't complain too much. I'm not bouncing my head against the ceiling or anything. I mean, it's plenty fine. And with how sharp this car's suspension is whenever you're on road, carving up back roads, you know, this is more than acceptable. I mean, this car is very nicely composed. Another thing you'll notice is this car has excellent visibility. This windshield is enormous. These windows are all huge. You even have little windows in the A-pillar here. So, I mean, visibility is about the best out there, really. It's really impressive. And so, yeah, I mean, you can see around you just fine. I mean, you feel like you're driving around in a bubble or something with just how much visibility you have. Also, it's fairly quiet in here. You know, it's pretty well insulated. And, I mean, you have a little bit of road noise. It's like, again, this isn't a luxury car, so you can't expect it to be a luxury car. I mean, yeah, it's a little noisier than if you're driving a Range Rover or something. But, I mean, again, it's totally fine. Nothing to complain about whatsoever. Alright, so let's turn onto this back road here and see how it does. Wow, so this thing gets up and goes. You know, I hate, this is where you can insert your VTEC yo jokes, but when that VTEC kicks in, I mean, you get it over $6,000, it really does pull hard. It's a fun feeling. I think everyone should experience VTEC at least once before they start talking trash, because it's pretty cool technology. I mean, it's old stuff now, but I mean, it's still really impressive, and it gets this car moving well. So, you know, unlike the 2013 Civic, that one had the 2.4 liter engine that had a lot more torque. This one still has the 2 liter engine, and so not as much power. It only has 139 foot-pounds of torque, but it has 197 horsepower, and this car is relatively light. It's less than 3,000 pounds, so I mean, it, you know, feels pretty good. And so I'm on this back road here, and I mean, this car feels so composed and so buttoned down. I always love Hondas, the way they handle their steering is sharp. This one is sharp. I mean, just I'm going into a corner here now, and I mean, it's so precise, and the throttle response is immediate. I mean, it's instant, and that's really nice as well. So, I mean, this car, you can tell it was built for a driver, for someone that enjoys driving. Alright, so coming up to this sharp corner I always take, average speed, and let's see how the body roll is. It's really flat. I mean, there's a little bit of roll there whenever I pushed it towards the end, but I mean, nothing that sway bars can't fix. Alright, so let's see about that VTEC fun again. There's definitely a little bit of a lull there before you hit that VTEC. I mean, it's still pretty peppy, you know, in the middle of the power band, but I mean, it takes a little bit to really get up and go, but it's plenty of fun. I love it. All right, so I'm going to spend all afternoon driving this car around, and I'll come back and give you some updated impressions. All right, so I've driven this car for a while now, and got some more impressions about it, and the way that I can kind of personify this car is if I were to say that it's like a hyper little kid. Like, it's a kid that's like hopped up on a bunch of sugar and it always wants to play. It's always like eager and excited. This car is very eager, very perky, peppy. It's always at 100% ready to go. and it's totally wired all the time. And you know, I think that the 2.4 liter in the newer Civic Si kind of gives this car a little bit more comfort and a little bit more of a normal driving demeanor. Now, yes, this car only has 139 foot-pounds of torque, and that isn't a lot, but this car feels perfectly fine around town. I mean, you know, part of it is probably because I drive a BRZ, which only has 151 foot-pounds of torque, so I'm used to not having a ton of torque. But I mean, passing on the highway is the only time that maybe it's not quick enough. I mean, it'll still get the job done, and even if you want to accelerate faster, just drop it down a gear or two, and then boom, you have more power. But you know, it isn't the torquiest motor. But so the thing is, this thing loves to rev, so it always is trying to just scream towards redline, and it doesn't like being driven slowly. So I think if I just were in the mood where I didn't want to drive fast and I just wanted to chill, or like a daily commute, you have some boring commute every day, this car might be a little bit too edgy. Like the steering rack is very quick, and so it's kind of darty, and it's sharp and it's great, but for a sedan daily driver, it's almost too sharp. I didn't think I could really have a car that's too sharp, but this, it's like darty. Like if you're on the highway and you know, you move the wheel just a little bit too quick, I mean, it's very eager to change lanes, and I mean, everything is just, it's very totally wired up. This is like a normal car on caffeine is what this car is. And so it's fun, it's lots of fun, but it can get exhausting, I think. If I were to live with this car every single day, I think it's kind of, you know, turning the volume up to 11 a little bit too much. Everything about this car is very darty and very twitchy and nervous. It just, it just goes nuts. It's kind of funny. I like it, but at the same time, I feel like I could get sick of it if I lived with one of these. So yeah, that's how I can best sum my experience up in this car. It's like I said, it's if you want to drive like a race car driver all the time, this is the sedan for you for sure. Other things, the radio in this car is okay. It's not bad. It's not amazing either. I mean, it's a standard Honda radio, so what do you expect? I mean, that's very easy to change if you want to. Just thought I'd mention, not the best in the world, not the worst either. Another thing worth noting that's just been a little bit of an annoyance to me personally is with the way these side bolsters are and the way that I have my seat position being 5'9", if for some reason it's just a bad combo, because every time I try and get out of this car, I bang my knee on the like edge of the dashboard. It's happened twice already, so now I'm like being very careful, trying to get out of the car in a different way that's unnatural just to not bang my knee. It's not very fun, so I now have a sore knee because of this car. One other little thing is, I mentioned at the very beginning of the review how the clutch in this car has a very short throw. It's like an inch or two, and it's also sprung very tightly, so it's actually pretty heavy. Even though you're only moving in an inch or two, it's heavy when you're moving it for that 1 inch or two. So in traffic, it actually can be a little bit uncomfortable, and I think that clutch feel kind of varies from car to car, so that might just be this one the way it is. It's not that bad, but it is heavier than the average car, I'd say. Last little thing about the car, the throws in this car are very short and very quick, but because they're spaced so close together, it's a little tricky to get the right gear sometimes. I've gone into 4th whenever I've been wanting to go into 6th a few times on the highway, and it's just because the gears are so closely spaced. It's nothing bad, it's just something you have to get used to, and you have to be very delicate. But yeah, overall, I really love this car. It's always eager, it's always excited and willing to play, and it's never a boring car to drive. I can certainly give it that. It might get a little exhausting for some people, you know. I think if you want a more refined sports sedan that's, you know, in this category, I'd look at a Volkswagen GLI. I reviewed one of those back about a year ago. You can check out that review if you're curious to see how the GLI is. Even the newer Civic is a little less eager and a little less edgy. You know, I reviewed the 2013 Civic Si. That's a lot less edgier to me. Some people might argue it's less fun. I think it's just a better all-around car. I think I could kind of relax a little bit more in the 2013 than I could in the 2009 here. But both are spectacular. I mean, and this, you know, this one is available, by the way, if you're interested. This one's for sale. It's less than 15,000 bucks and it has about 68,000 miles on it. So you can get these. I mean, Hondas hold their value pretty well, so it's not going to be dirt cheap. But I mean, 15,000 bucks gets you a lot of fun with this car. So yeah, really a nice car. Many thanks to Harrison Auto Sales once again for hooking me up with this car to review for you guys today. And like I said, if you're interested in this car, give them a call. The link is in the description. They'd be more than happy to help you out. So thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you next time. Take care.